You absolutely sat down and you and your wife, who voted for the first time in 2020 because you wanted to vote for the guy who wanted to be racist, who wanted to go after people who looked and sounded just like you do.
Why not try to...
I can't explain to you guys how much I hate. And when I say hate, I'm purposely not using a euphemism. This is not a figure of speech. I fucking hate people who are in the find out stage and who are absolutely shocked that they're being caught up in shit that we told them they would be caught up in before the election. You're telling me in August 2025, there are still Hispanic people out there who voted for Donald Trump who are still shocked to find out that they're being racially profiled by police officers and Border Patrol agents. You're telling me that. So I'm telling you, I freaking hate these people. And it's crazy to me that they're shocked and they all now want their votes back.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
That's George Doylis. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you did U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
You do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? Our skin doesn't match.
The couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion. So,
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but...
I'm going to go ahead and let you off with a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown...
Do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
He said, is it because we're brown? Because we're not white? Like we don't belong here? Where the fuck have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been, bro? Like, yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's just what it is. They're like, hey, brown person driving around, I'm pulling them over. Yeah, that's what happens. And he is just embarrassed, feels shame, betrayal for voting for Donald Trump. In 2016, when Donald Trump said that Mexico were sending their worst, their killers, murderers, all those things, why the hell would you think that's my guy in 2020? When Donald Trump was talking about indemnifying police officers so that they could do shit to people and not be held accountable for it, why'd you think that was your guy? You know how much you have to hate yourself to be a Hispanic person and to look at other Hispanic people who are just living their lives and just providing for their family and think, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump to get rid of those people. Like, and it's crazy to me too, because I've come across like some of these black MAGAs out here, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding bad, so fuck it, I'm just going to say it. But like, this guy fits some of the stereotypes that would get you pulled over. Like the racist shit that cops sometimes think about Hispanic people and black people, you fit some of that. Yet you voted for the guy who you knew was going to have people out there looking for people who look like you. I listen to some of these black MAGAs sometimes. They sound ignorant as fuck. I think to myself, like, you are literally perpetuating the stereotype that these racists are like out there saying, he's uneducated. Doesn't even sound like, he has an education, or he isn't articulate or anything. You guys understand what I'm saying here? Like, it's one thing to me when you have a black person who grew up in an affluent area, a Hispanic person who grew up in an affluent area. They kind of white pass a little bit, either because of the way they look or how they articulate themselves. So I've seen Hispanic and black people look down on other Hispanic and black people for not sounding articulate or looking what they might consider ghetto. It's really crazy to me, though, when I hear someone like Officer Tatum, who sounds like ridiculously ignorant. When I see a guy who looks like the stereotypes that are what police officers are looking for, who still go out and vote against their best interests. It makes no sense to me. Of course they're racially profiling. Of course they're looking for people who look like you. Yes, it is because you're brown. You voted for that shit. You absolutely sat down, and you and your wife, who voted for the first time in 2020, because you wanted to vote for the guy who wanted to be racist, who wanted to go after people who looked and sounded just like you do.
They were going to the dentist because George was injured in an accident that destroyed his jaw and nearly took his life. Esmeralda says the thought crossed her mind she could have almost lost him again.
We were sitting right here. I didn't know what to think.
Oh, cry me a fucking river. I'm going to keep it with you guys the way I always keep it with you guys. Fuck these people. They got off lucky. They're lucky it wasn't worse for them, because it has been worse for a lot of people in those same situations. And they voted for a guy who would have loved it to have been worse for them. You guys, I don't know if we need to have fucking meetings or something, but the lack of education, just the sheer ignorance, and some of these people who are just like, I can't believe this happened to us. And she's like, oh, I didn't know what to think. It could have been so much worse. You damn right. And if you would turn on the goddamn news, you would know it has been worse. You voted for freaking the country to go the other direction. We're out here trying to prosper. We're out here trying to vote for people who are going to, elevate everyone. And you went out here and you voted for someone who wants less of your people around, who wants your people to be freaking always just less like you. I don't know. It's crazy to me. I'm absolutely in shock that there are still people like these two people out there. I'm in shock that they had never voted before, and they decided in 2020 to vote for the guy who said, I'm getting rid of people who look and sound like you guys. I'm in fucking shock. But, as always, fuck them too. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.